teams.
Thank you so much to the desk. What an appearance from Stranger. Billy, we got ourselves a game on our hands. Back to the NA side of things. Back to the bloodbath, as I like to call it. We've got some interesting teams, is how I'll phrase this, coming up to us here. Professor against the Googly Goons. I mean, it might be a new name, but these are some very familiar names for the Goons here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're seeing Chicken, Magooly, Zehe, Sneaks, Mercy, right? These are household names. They even have Cold waiting in the wings. So that's why I thought during their draft, Spooky, when they were banning all the mid laners, they were going to go for like a double ADC comp there because of how their composition is. But they switched it up. We've seen Magooly play a lot of Gideon. So with that being said, my friend, we're heading into Sanctuary to see how it plays out.
This is definitely going to be a very interesting one. My eyes go right to this mid lane, right? This Decker getting picked up here is something we've seen a few times before, right? We've seen it in a few different tournaments. And frankly, it has seen some good results as well. Lots of lockdown, actually has quite a bit of decent damage despite the fact that she's a quote-unquote support. And looking at the rest of this draft here, you got a Richter who's also able to support things, pulling him in, lock him down with the cage. There's so much lockdown potential from the Professors. It really feels like the Googly Goons gonna have to be very careful on where they position and how they engage things, because it feels like a draft that can turn things around very quickly.
For sure. And we've seen this kind of comp before, if not, the Rampage, Decker, then Argus as well, the three of them working in synergy to then facilitate the Richter here. But the Sticky Rick, Crazy Fool, those two, they're synonymous, and they're going to look to get this done. And then Creed is who I'm really looking to highlight here in this game, and particularly this series. I had a chance to sit down with him at the Gazoo Land Invitational in August, and he prides himself in being more of a initiator utility tank jungler than sort of that hyper carry. So you'll see him on a lot of these characters like the Rampage trying to facilitate his team. With that being said, though, that puts a lot of that damage capabilities on your offlaner, and that's Appy, who's traditionally, from the mid lane, so having to change roles and really figure out what what is his position in these fights, what is he going to do? The Yin, the perfect person to put out that damage.
Yeah, there's so many different moving parts for the Professors right now. I'm glad you highlighted Creed there as well, because he's one I want to talk about a little bit. In fact, back at that Gazoo Land Invitational, we talked a lot about him being kind of a newer face in the scene, doesn't have quite as many reps under his belt as some of the other teams, but now making his way up here in the PCC clearly has found some good success, clearly left a mark on those teams he's been with. I want to go back to the Yin as well, because you mentioned how Creed is going to be put a lot more emphasis on Appy doing the damage. If you're looking for that, Yin seems like a good character for it, but it's also dangerous to dive in with these squishier characters. Mercy, making a quick appearance over the dual lane. I want to get your thoughts on how risky Appy being that initiator is going to be.
And I think that's where Creed's strength is. He is the initiator tank. He's okay with building, health-based items and just absorbing damage. And he'll, not play scared. He'll just tank in the front line. If he goes down, that's okay. As long as Appy can then clean up, but definitely wants to get the opposing jungler if they're going for an objective, right? Because you need that hunt. So there is that, also that Achilles heel, because your jungler is also your objective secure. So if he's the front line taking the damage, well, then there's that vulnerability because he's going to be focused. If he gets focused, you definitely have to clean up the team on the other side, and you've got the Grim to do just that. This guy is absolutely bananas right now. You're going to see him build the Stormbreaker into Lightning Halt, just so much on-hit damage, as we see some skirmishing going on here early, Spooky.
Root is good onto Creed, but here comes Soul Reaper to help things out. Appy has made his way back to the off lane. Blink forward from Magooly, might find the kill, but a good blink comes out from Creed as well. Brings the distance. Rock doesn't connect, but he does have a lot of space. These walls should get Creed back to safety. Nice escape.
Oh, this is NA action, Spooky. Yes. I'm so here for it, brother. I mean, people are fighting. They're putting the boxing gloves on. They're not done. Their backs are against the wall. Here, Sneak's going in.
In for Appy, and just like that, put him on the board. A spear. And Sneaks is the one who gets the credit for that one. And that's exactly what you want to see in that off lane.
Oh, my word. You love it. Sneaks, someone that we don't highlight very often, a very good offlaner, but his pool, a little bit lacking. it's more of a puddle. He's been playing Quang basically, 9 times out of 10 in these custom scrims, in these tournaments in the PCC. So no surprise to see him on the swordsman there in the offlane. But, if Googly Goons, the professor have to be aware of that. They have to ban this Quang, make sneaks, think of something different, especially if they don't win this match right now. The Morin's in trouble.
Whoa, mid-air pull brings Zehe back in. Does have his ADC here. Cole is there now. The tides have turned. You tried to look for the 3v1, but the 3v1 has found you. Fool finds his way back into the river, but there's a lizard waiting for you. Mercy grabs him. Now it's 2 for the Googly Goons, taking an easy lead.
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, that's what you say when Mercy gets a 2K under 5 minutes 6, willing his buddy on there to show everybody what he's got. Mercy, what a story, and we talk about this guy all the time. On teams, we win, he gets dropped, he moves to another team, they win, he gets dropped, and right now he's dropping bodies out here too for him in 5 minutes. He's going for the seedlings next, securing those to get to level 6 as fast as possible. That is a dangerous lizard.
Very dangerous, but it's going to be the professors who go ahead and start up the other lizard on the map. That's the Fangtooth they're looking at now. Like you mentioned, Creed is the only one here. He's not the big damage dealer. This is going to take him some time. That said, look at the vision in that river. Googly Goons doesn't really have much awareness that this is happening, so this should be an easy Fangtooth for the professors to take. The question then becomes, what do the Googly Goons do in response to that? As soon as that kill notification goes out, they got to have a plan to make a play here.
Yeah, they got the seedling, and then Mercy's kind of on his blue side, so he's not. He's a little bit off on the rotation, but he's okay because he's looking more for those kills than the objective right now, which is fine. But I think we do love here in NA for sure. Give me the kills, not the objectives. But I think moving forward, as they get the vision down a little bit more, they'll be able to spot that out, make those rotations, especially with the Coliseum going into the black hole. That's going to be their big team fight wombo combo. They'll sync those up and get the eliminations in. So for now, it's about, okay, how do we get priorities in the lanes? How do we facilitate our junglers? Because right now, Creed hasn't really made his presence known in any of the lanes just yet.
And Creed's been playing a fairly quiet game. Has been focusing on those objectives. No surprise there. But it is Googly Goons taking a little bit of a lead there, right? They've got the kill advantage. They're looking to pressure things out here. And I do keep my eyes on this right side because we talked about how important it is for Appy to be able to be the damage dealer in these fights.
Yeah.
I would almost expect the Googly Goons to bring some additional rotations over to Appy, try to put him behind so that he can't fill that role as easily. Because yes, you can have Creed going in as Rampage and saying, haha, look at me. But if Appy goes in too deep, it's a quick turnaround for Googly Goons to say, hey, blow that guy up. And then they can turn their attention back.
For sure, very burstable, but that's why you have the beefy boys like the Richter and the Rampage in front of you, which I also love because Yin is very good against those two characters.
Yeah.
Just slices through tanks, so it's like, okay, at least there's no weakness on that side, which I feel like this Morn, who just did a nice yoink Zehe, looking for blood.
Mercy is here to back him up as well. The Coliseum comes in, and now you gotta fight. Cole's gonna make sure you leave this one in a body bag. Now the little rotation over the black hole doesn't find the kills, but it pushes everyone back. Trying to find a way to hold this tower. I don't think Survivor's gonna stay here for very long.
Whew, had to jump in front of that shot, man. That was gonna eliminate the Skylar, no doubt. But okay, but here's Creed again. He's playing more of this objective game. So the professors have a clear strategy here. I guess so, friend. So an interesting strategy, but this is what we talked about. The professors are more practiced teams where Googly Goons kind of more just put together. They're big names, but they haven't played that many games. We were checking their scrim logs and stuff. Only had a few scrims in the last couple of weeks, so they're just relying on their technical ability to try to win it out here, where professors, they've got a plan.
Phil, I just want to double check with you. Creed is on a tank, correct?
That is correct, yes.
It didn't look like it with the damage Sneaks was putting out onto him there. Instead of him running for the hills. Granted, still early in the game, pre-10 minutes, you're not going to have too many items online, so I'd expect that to slow down a little bit as the game goes on. And the aggression in this dual lane just does not stop. Good shield from Survivor. Make sure he doesn't take too much damage. Some hurt back out onto Zehe. Zehe's going to have to be very careful. Doesn't have the GTFO, so no lock-on coming through. Z gonna keep his life.
But that's the power of this. Grim can just run people down and has that Stormbreaker. So as he gets movement stacks, then he gets to that 100. The next hit is so bursty, just does so much. And then couple that with the Pulse Fire to do the true damage against these tank supports, gonna shred them through. Something for the folks at home, we've seen a resurgence of the Enchanter supports like the Phase, the Muriel, etc. And not showing it out here, but I'm expecting as we go deeper into this side of the tournament, we'll see those Enchanters come out. It's just about what the strategy is for these teams. Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. We're seeing Decker in mid. That's a testament to their strength.
Yeah, I would like to see less Deckers in mid, personally. Let's see how the Professors do with it. Still haven't gotten themselves on the board kill-wise, but they have secured the objectives that have been spawning in. That said, the way the Goons are rotating here, I want to play this right side. This Seedling. He's gonna step up, and he's by himself in the middle of 4. No. Tank or not, you're not gonna enjoy this one. Crazy Fool gonna throw himself into the fray, but you've already lost your jungler. Skewer comes in and roots down too, but that's not gonna be enough to keep this fight going. The Googly Goons are just running rampant through this fight. Great Googly Moogly.
Oh, and the Blink Chase is on Appy under duress. One spear will do it. It's Magooly who claims the kill. Uh-oh, man. This Mercy, I think, has 4 eliminations thus far, and it was just a step up there from Creed, a misstep, and he got collapsed on immediately. It's like a Seedling, they got nerfed. It's not as strong as they were before in terms of the global gold or the individual golden experience. Just let it go, man. Do something else. Place a ward down. You're out of position. And the Save Your Friend syndrome came in. Everyone's like, Creepy, got you, buddy. And then they go a-tumbling. So, team fight lost, but they're rolling it into the Fang. If they can secure it and live, that'll be a win for them.
Respawn timers were short enough that they were able to make that first step to the objective. That's a 3rd one to the Professor's name. So even though they're not doing well in these fights, clearly they still got plenty of bite back. We'll look at these items here. Philly, what's catching your eye here?
Nothing too much. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of Overlord here for a lot, but I think the Sky Splitter here for the side of Appy indicates to me that he's still very squishy. He can be blown up instantly, and you saw that there in the tail end of that fight, Zihi taking a shot to the back. But, when you go Sky Splitter first, especially in these like off-lane assassin type characters, you're vulnerable, and the other team is going to know that, so you're going to be focused down pretty quickly in some of these engagements.
You see, and this aggression started to come through from Professors as well. And you were just talking about being squishy. Appy is certainly feeling it. Sneaks gonna pick up a nice solo kill there. And Appy back to base. It's so strange because all the aggression looked like it was happening on the left side, and Crazy Fool wants to keep it going. Creed comes in. The shield is good though, and Magooly somehow survives it all. Now the rest of the Googly Goons want to run on forward. He is here. Mercy is looking for a little bit more damage. We don't have a lot of backup. Hold on the way in. The health bar is getting real low. Going to the Behemoth and finally take Zihi out of the fight. Hold not going to get there in time to finish off the damage. And Survivor going to make sure his team does the namesake. Good stun comes in from Mercy to slow down the aggression. And the Coliseum going to be dropped. But it's just buying time. It's just creating space. It's a double kill for the Soul Reaper.
Oh, yeah, and he's collecting the souls here in this one. But this is all on the back of Crazy Fool. How many hooks did he connect in that fight, Spooky? At least 2 or 3. And that is how they play. So Creed doesn't have to always be the facilitator, the initiator. Yes. It's always on the back of Crazy Fool. I've been in some of their comms and their scrims. It's play through Crazy, play through Crazy, play through Crazy. And when they do, him and Reaper are connected so mind melded that they just layer their ultimates so effectively they can find those eliminations. They do so. They're a nice single dingle here for Appy, finally trying to clap back.
Apparently that gave some inspiration to Appy. Magooly, though, not too happy with what he saw there. Root down Appy. Able to find the last bit of damage that he needs. What's going on? Magooly's set for the hills. That's not exactly what he was expecting when he came into that fight.
Yeah, no chance. I mean, but that's why the Yin is scary. She has a sneaky amount of damage. It just starts whipping you with the wind burn. You're like, ow, wait, where'd my HP bar go? I was waiting for when you were going to get me with the puns, Spooky. That was all right, one for you, Fred. But that is the power of this Yin that we've been seeing a lot in NA. I would not be surprised to see her on the carry role moving forward, especially with Mach 10 and the likes of Lakeinator. Definitely very proficient on that character. Right now, though, the teams are grouping up here for the mini prime.
I'm going to be looked at. This is an important one for Googly Goons. They haven't gotten themselves an objective yet, and Sneak says, let's go ahead and start the fight up. Try to burn away Creed's health bar, and they did a great job of it, but the Skewer going to lock it down, slow this fight down. Make sure the Googly Goons have to take a step back. Not dead just yet, but certainly worse for wear. Health bars, not great for the Googly Goons.
Yeah, and there was no Coliseum to follow up there, and that's kind of their main engage tool, and the Black Holes expended that previous fight, so they didn't really have a big wombo combo, but their spells and abilities, once again, these guys very technical, were able to get the damage done, but I love that the Gale Force winds were put right on top of Crazy Fool to protect him in the Skewer, and he was able to hit a couple. They give up the space, however, Mercy gets the mini prime.
You can see Survivor on the other side there, took down that first tier 1. As soon as he showed up there, Googly said, all right, we've got the numbers advantage. They try to step in, we turn and fight. Professors wisely chose to just give that one up, play it quietly. It's not something for nothing, though, right? Professors are playing this objective game extremely well, making sure anything that Googly Goons does, there is a price for it. Sure, they don't get the objective, but opening up this left side of the map is a big boon to them, especially with the gold it puts in their pockets.
I mean, dude, Survivor with 7K, he's got the Lightning Hawk online. But on the other side, I mean, Mercy has... Yeah, he's doing well. Mercy has the scaling augment. He's got 2 items too, so he's feeling pretty beefy. He's gonna look to take some of those fights. We know how aggressive he can be. Oh, but he gets the yoink. He's able to survive the brutal axe coming in clutch.
Very careful here. Sneaks wants to fight, and Mercy drops the Coliseum. Maguli gonna come in, but it's not a great Black Hole. Does catch Creed though, and that's the only target they need. Cold rips his life away. Now Survivor trying to put some shots down range, but he's got a lot coming right back to him. Goons have to be very careful because Appy has a big flank here. Sneaks dodging out of the way, trying to get back, but see, he is left behind. First goes the spears, but they don't have the damage. The health bars are 2 stacked. Crazy Fool with a big skewer locks down 2 and is going to seal the fate of Zihi. And Appy says, all right, let's take a couple more. Double kill for the Yin.
Oh, and that is when you are an offlaner assassin and you are able to enter the fight like that on a flanking angle the other team doesn't recognize. Oh, you are like, hell yeah, it's brother. So it is, and he's just nom everybody up. And now they're able to get the Skull and Crossbones here, the 3rd Fang, so they get that extra boon to offenses and defenses. Every single objective really going the way of the Professors. They're playing their game through and through. They're scaling into this.
I really liked how Googly Goons was approaching this early game, right? Be aggressive, find those kills, try to establish yourself a lead. But the way the Professors responded to that, just consistently saying, all right, Mercy's trying to be aggressive on the right side. Let's make a play on this left side, get the objectives. We don't need kills. We just need to stack these buffs. And it's paid off so extremely well for them to the point where now that we're starting to group up, yeah, Creed is getting melted by Googly Goons. They've got a lot of damage. But they're putting all of it into one target, whereas the Professors are able to spread it around and extend these fights so that those disparate health bars are really not working for the Goons.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of this program. Creed, it's going to be okay if he dies as long as the Professors clean it up at the end, and they did exactly that, right? He is a sponge for resources. It's a economical battle of abilities here, and he's just absorbed so much that at the end, they have nothing left in the tank, and then they just get whipped, right? And then they're dead. So that's exactly what they're looking to do here each and every time. It's about...
call me a feeder.
That's the same. But it's, okay, how can they kill or separate Creed faster so that they have something left in the tank, or do they just ignore him and go for somebody else? That's also, double-edged sword because he is a rampage after all, has the CC, can put in some damage. So very difficult decision making. The target priority has to be clean here for Googly Goons.
It really feels like they need to start focusing on trying to catch somebody out. Find a pick. You can't take these 5-on-5s, so they're not working in your favor. You do see that tier 1 go down in the mid lane. Can you find a way back out of it? It's look a little tough. Decker Cage comes up, and Zihi left all by himself. Creed coming in through the back. Maguli trying to run away, and it's again a split fright. Zihi drops down. It's right in front of Survivor. Says, ooh, that's a freebie. Don't mind if I do. Yum, 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 yum.
And this robot, he definitely had his Wheaties this morning before the series because he is just beefed up. He's going for the tainted rounds next, which I love to see it. After a couple of picks there in the mid lane, I believe the Prime is now. Prime's not up, sorry. The image was blurred for a little bit, but they're going to go for the Shaper here instead, which I think is Prime positioning to do so. You get that extra push in lanes, you get the Global Golden experience. Just got to get it safely here, buddy. That's the question.
It's going to be tough. 2 members from Googly Goons are here. Immediate rock to Mercy's face, going to send him packing. Beast comes in, trying to help out, but now you've stranded yourself in the middle of 5. Maguli will show up, but again, it's the conveyor belt effect. You got caught in the vortex, and that vortex leads straight to hell.
And there it is, ball comp to perfection. It's like one stun, follow it up, then you're hooked, and then you can't play the game no more. So it's just really tough. And now Z, what you doing, buddy? Too far forward.
But Cold does have some damage to put out. Crazy is taken off the board, but Creed comes dropping down from the skies right on his head. Contest against 2 members. Good root comes out. The tether might save Cold's life if he can just find his way back into the tower. But Creed wants to blink forward. He says, nah, you're not getting out of this one. I'm here for the damage. And Survivor, make sure there are no survivors. Sneaks, put in a coffin.
Oh my lord, if that turnaround rock hit, somebody choice clip that, because that was gnarly. Unfortunately, it missed, so maybe at another timeline. But I love the aggression there from Creed, really trying to create that space so then no one's looking at Survivor, so he can just free fire. This guy is barely even being touched in these fights. It's incredible. I love this from Appy. A great sustainable item is that Terminus. You can see him getting a little bit of that overhealth or the shield there, so he can sustain in these fights a little bit longer. And he's just running through the map, taking the jungle away. Now they're winning the economical advantage to boot. They're getting the towers, they're getting the jungle camps. They're just far ahead now here, Professors.
This is the kind of situation where Googly Goon's strategy, it's not going to work. Because their whole plan was, let's split up, let's take these scrappy fights, let's just be like, here's a 2-on-1, here's a 3-on-2, and we're going to win those. Unfortunately, the whole strategy is we're not grouping up. And when you're going up against a death ball who's just grouping up, that's not going to pan out so well.
Yeah, definitely not. And Z getting chopped down there in the jungle. Bye-bye, Mr. Tree Man. And they can just roll that into the Fangtooth because there's no Eclipse on the board, so they know they'll be able to secure this easily. And especially with Soul Reaper on the Decker is a great gatekeeper for these types of engagements. Yeah, this Primal going the way of the Professors.
And there's just no way for Googly Goons to get into this one to contest. Your eyes on Sneaks, pushing up that right side, trying to split push, get some kind of gold into his team's hands. If you can get some economy going, you still got a chance, because this game isn't over by any means. Primal, now secured. Professors, swarm over to this right side. See, all right, are you trying to make a play for this Prime? No, you're not, because you know we're on our way. Uh-oh! Oh, that's a big stun into a hook, and just like that, Cold is gone from the game. That's many more Prime for the Professors.
I mean, a 10% increase to projectile ball does work. Like, Cold was like, look at this downtown boink, and just at the tail end, and then an immediate hook. That's what I'm telling you. Crazy Fool and Soul Reaper are linked together through the mind, or like Squidward and SpongeBob. They're just like
those two hate each other.
Closer. I know, but then the one episode they're close. They're like we're brothers, but closer.
Right.
They're
like, you're right. I'm sorry. I should have known you knew your SpongeBob lore.
I got the box set, man, hanging in my room. So either way, like these two guys, just the way that they combine their abilities, it cannot be understated. Spooky, we were talking about this in the green room. We've casted the Professors, I think, every time we've been in the booth, which has been wonderful to follow the growth of this team. Sneaks in a really awkward spot now.
Yeah, he's just gonna get skewered down. There's really nowhere for him to go on that one. Just another kill count for Appy. You just gotta be way more careful in your positioning here. The Googly Goons, I like the idea that, they don't want to give up too much territory. They want to get those deep wards, figure out where the enemy's coming from. But this is a point in the game where you got to get those wards defensive. You got to know if they're in your territory. You can't be trying to play up in theirs, because Crazy Fool's just going to come around, cut you off, and make sure Zihi goes down one more time, much like a tree. Yeah, just getting deep into the ground.
Yeah, they're bringing out the axes and the hammers here. This guy, I mean, no, he should, because like Spooky, they're so far ahead. Once again, clippable moments here with the Professors. That's why they're one of the most storied teams, a favorite team. Here you saw Stranger with his background and everything, so they've got the fan base to prove it. So put on a show here, lads. The content creators doing the work, and Appy just slicing through these structures, friend. This is a disaster for the side of GG.
Thanks. It's in real deep there. I'm going to put out some damage and find most of it being turned back onto him. Maguli, you can't be there. Just one rock is all it takes. Let's make our stand. Put the Colosseum down and dig in deep. Our blood on the sand or yours. It doesn't matter. Someone will fall. And it's going to be the Googly Goons getting sent back to their base as the core takes all the pressure in the world. Minions walking in. Crazy Fool not going to find that hook, but he doesn't need it because the minions are right there putting the damage out. And game number 1 goes to the Professors.
Textbook, clinical, methodical, tactical, wisdom induced. I mean, you could use everything in the dictionary, buddy, to talk about these guys. They had a clear game plan and they executed it. On the other side, GG's, technical players, great players. Didn't necessarily see the game plan. It was, okay, let's try to go for this dive composition, but it never really worked out for them. And Cold, unfortunately, couldn't find their footing in the fight because they were constantly CC'd. And if they were looking at a CC, they just got hooked from the blind side and they were donezo. So, they had a good early game. They got a couple of picks, but they weren't able to get any objectives, weren't able to scale up effectively, and then just got out of hand. They lost every fight after that.
I think that's a perfect summary. The plan was, let's fight. Wait, there's objectives? What's going on here? That's going to do it for game number 1. Don't go anywhere. We're going to kick you guys back to the desk to break this down.
Hey, what's up, Flop, though? This is Stranger. Game 2 with our casters.
Well, folks, F6 might think the draft is a tie, but he left out one crucial thing. Professors drafted Wukong, which makes their draft automatically less cool. Philly, I think we're in for an interesting game here.
Oh, yeah, a treat nonetheless. This is a do-or-die moment for the side of GG's. If they lose, they're out of the tournament, they're out of the money, right? And Professors get to move on to play Flow State of all teams to then try to make their way to the grand final. So a lot on the line here for both these squads. But Spooky, to your point, Professors, more of this pick composition, very mobile, as the desk said, very hard to lock down. Whereas GG's, they didn't have a lot of objective fight last time. This time they've got it in spades. They're going to be looking to lock people down in these big circles, try to eliminate them, just burst them outright. So two very different styles. It's like, catch me if you can out here in Sanctuary.
Not the Wukong quote. Come on now. You're trying to bring my mental down here.
Puns are intended, friend.
Is this payback? Is this like a karma thing?
It is. I got to get one in at least. We're tied 1-1, folks. Me versus Spooky and Puns.
All right. Well, we'll see how that one shakes out by the end of things. Much like we'll see how this game shakes out by the end of things. I do want to talk a little bit about the differences in how they approach the game that you brought up here, because I feel like Googly Goons tries to play their game, but they don't have as much respect for the opposition's approach. Means if they're looking to group up around these objectives, I do feel like Professors are very conscious of how they want to play, and they'll be looking for those picks before these objectives come up at those correct times to kind of stagger the objective fights. I think Googly Goons has to be extremely careful in how they approach things and perhaps where they hook things as well. Good blink comes through. Gold finds the first blood, puts my words right down in the dirt, stomps on him, and puts a corpse over him.
And Spooky, that was exactly what I was about to say, is that their backup plan is Zihi. So yes, they want to try to engage with these circles on circles, subjugate into Tesla Dome, Security Gate, in the Coliseum, whatever. But Zihi is this X factor. If he can get a good yoink out first, get somebody out of position, mainly the Skylar if they can, then yeah, they can burst him down and then they have the advantage moving into the fight. So a lot on Zihi's shoulder, just not in this, just the duo lane, but in this game as a whole. We saw on the EU side, Secret was playing the Richter, kind of fell flat and they ended up losing that series. it's kind of the same situation here for Zihi. He's got to put the team on his back, though, in some of these engagements. I do want to highlight our observer here for this series, Bangle Mac, because he's getting a nice little shot there of the undertow skin and the recall. But Bangle Mac, we thank you very much for capturing all the action. Some great shots from that first one. Even more coming forward in game number 2.
Now, I just want to say, if you ever feel like Richter, where you're like beating yourself up like that, there are options available. Help is available. Not much help available for Appy here, in lost between 2 members. Not a lot of damage here just yet. Sneaks still early on. Here comes Ghoulie. 3 people all to take down Appy. They're tired of his help in the first game, but they can't lock it down. Appy barely survives.
Oh no, okay, sorry folks, gotta get my thoughts together here. Maguli expends the blink on that, and that is very dangerous. We were talking in the green room with Bangle Mac, and he's like, this gadget is gonna be in trouble for most of the game, especially with this Wukong just jumping on him. And with no blink, that's gonna be definitely the sign for Creed on the Monkey to just make their way to the mid lane right now. Soul Reaper in the mid lane in trouble.
Creed, though, is here to help out. Health bar not looking great, just needs a little bit more, and Mercy goes ahead and locks it up. Creed jumps on forward, looking to see if he can get something back onto Mercy. Stun is good, but the help is here as well. Maguli has some damage to keep Creed away. It's just not enough. Happy looking for a little bit of payback there, but finds not much he can do.
Yeah, the Wukong needs a few more items online. You see him going for the Butcher's Knife there. He's probably going to go for Mind Razor or Overlord. You could go either way, actually, with this character. Depends on how Creed is feeling. Most likely Overlord, because that item has been buffed pretty significantly. But right now, it's not going to have the damage, right? So he needs to get at least 1 or 2 items online to really be that threat. So he's got to power farm to get to that state to really be a nuisance. But man, this duo lane is just constant fighting Mercy. We saw it in game 1. We're seeing it in game 2 with 2K for him.
Yeah, not sure why Crazy Fool is so separated from his ADC on that one. Survivor did not have any damage to give him there, and that's just be an easy pickup. Fighting across the board. This is shades of game 1. Goons have some good trades. Appy trying to get his team on the board. Not quite enough potential to dive just yet. As we know, Philly, this kill differential doesn't mean a whole lot. Very aggressive from Appy.
Yeah, the early game kills not super duper impactful unless you're on like a Chimera or Kalari or something like that. Maybe even Yin in the junk. Like people that kind of need that ramp. But right now, I think it's fine. The kills kind of spread out a little bit. I'm very curious about that off lane just because of Sneaks being on the Sevarog. We don't really see him play that character too much. But right now, just really pressed under his tower, which means they're going to go for this Fangtooth here. All other 8 members of the map grouping up for it.
And not seeing him play too much right now, even though he's on the Sevarog.
Yeah, true.
Let's see if they can't get into this objective. Soul Reaper drops the damage from the skies. Survivor stays up in the skies, looking to rain hell down. Creed gonna be the one who takes Zihi off the map.
Hypercharge.
Getting pushed back. All of the professors simply finding aggression. A double kill for the Monkey King. Bow down. It's a triple kill. And he's gonna make it 4. That's your king for ya.
Oh my, bow down, everybody. The lad's sitting on the throne. He said, Philly, I can play a hyper carry. Let me show you how it's done. He gets a Quadra and the Fangtooth, a clean up here for the professors. But really, it's on the back of the Skylar and that hypercharge because she got the takedown, then a reset, and got another takedown. And you just saw emboldened, just Survivor running at people. Didn't feel scared at all to then go in and eliminate. But this is where the Sevarog, folks, is going to be massive in these fights because Sevarog is going to have to keep that Skylar at bay, subjugate her into the ground, Colossal blow her away when the hypercharge is coming through. So because he's not there, Survivor's going to have free reign in some of these early engagements. Saw just how much damage he can pump out if left uncontested.
Here's the big problem, right? You just said, Creed, he's going to need some items online before he can really start getting those kills. He just picked up 4 of them. And if I can do any kind of math, that usually translates to picking up an item. This guy's going to be such a problem now. Look at that. Overlord online, got the composite bow as well. He's going to be bringing a lot of pain to whatever lanes he visits. And this is one of the most mobile junglers you have. He's going to be all across this map. And he's just got very dicey for Googly Goons out of a single Fangtooth play.
Yeah, this is big for him. And he got the cleanups,
Disgusting.
right? If he was trying to 1v1, that's when you need those items. But cleaning up here, you can do that pretty easily with the cycle. You have 8 abilities basically, or whatever it is, 6 abilities. You can kind of toggle through that. But I like the composite bow because he's going to probably go for the Rapture, which will allow him to push these lanes. So if they need that extra contingency plan of split pushing, he has the Rapture to help clear some of the waves and move his mimics forward. Right now, though, he's moving on to the mini prime. He's looking to take that, but contention's coming through.
Do you see the Lagoons coming around? Ghoulie trying to find a way in, but they're going to be too late. Mini Prime is secured, and all the circles open up. It's going to be Appy who finds the first kill. Taking Ghoulie out is a massive boon for the Professors, and they're going to keep it going. Zihi, though, with a big skewer on the back end, locks them up. And that means Professors quickly drop 2. Swings it back in favor of the Googly Goons, and Sneaks has made the rotation out. They no longer want Crazy Fool on this one. Cold picks it up, and finally, some pushback.
A great collapse, but we've also seen this before, which then Survivor's like, okay, I don't know, let me just take this tower and get every single plate as well. So he's always the win guy. It's the carry. He's supposed to carry the team, right? Lift all the weight in the world. And they're creating the space for him to do that. And I believe the Wukong, yes, Creed still maintains the mini prime, so they get some advantage. I'm glazing them a little bit, right? They did lose the team fight, but that's kind of expected, right? Because they're stuck in the pit, they collapse, you get the exit frags, whatever. But I think there's a balance there between there. So a good clap back here for GG's. They're leading the kill lead.
It's not quite the same result as that Fangtooth was, where Professors come in, wipe the floor, and get the objective. GG do make their way out with something out of that. It'd be interesting to see where they bring it, and Appy would be bringing some hurt to his face. Mercy gonna have a little bit too much space, not able to find the Spear of Nier on the target. Appy just so mobile on this Yurei, which I have been trying not to talk about. You know the motto, Philly, but it seems we're gonna have to do it.
We don't talk about Yurei, but yeah, this character's so hard to lock down, and that's why they've increased some of those projectile radiuses, like the Decker Ball, to help with some of these characters, like the Wukong and the Yurei, to keep these mobile heroes in check. But no Decker out here, so what are you gonna do? The hook is so hard to land on these characters right now. Somebody's in trouble. It's Creed, but he's the king of the jungle. Can he get out?
He better not. This is disgusting work. If Creed is able to somehow survive, what is he? No, he
no!
Short. He can't make it all the way over, but he got a jump. I'm actually malding right now, Philly. I'm fuming. There's no way he gets away with that.
Oh, I mean, that's why this character is banned so often, folks. It's so hard to track down, so hard to eliminate. You saw the Cloud Walk, the Void Rush, the Pole Vault, the Double Jump, 4 abilities to escape over the wall. Even when he missed the timing, he was able to use the Pole Vault to get out. So that is just, you're expending so many resources. That's why, Spooky, you always say, never chase the monkey. It's not worth it. Because, he's just exhausting you of your abilities when you can use them elsewhere across the map. Look, he's already full health. He's back in lane. He's got the Rapture. He's looking to push.
Yeah. Sekiro, this is not. You're not gonna make any progress trying to chase this monkey down. And Googly Goose kind of recognized it at some point. He drops down in the pit. They think, oh, well, maybe we can get him now. Never mind. Double jump. Have to give it up at that point. But at the same time, you can't just let him do whatever he wants, right? You have to collapse on him when he's in your jungle like that. Even if it doesn't lead to the kills. Of kills, Mercy not in a great spot, and Creed just cuts him off. Great stun, though, to make sure Mercy is still alive. Lagoons on the back foot, but looking to surge back forward, pushes Soul Reaper into the danger zone. Soul picks that one up. Now looking at this duo lane, Survivor and Crazy still here. There's a Fangtooth up that the Goons want.
That's a big pick and a big overextension there from the mid laner. I mean, they were like, okay, we've got it. We were pressing the issue, but it was all just a bait, right? Because that hook can displace you from out of nowhere. But look at Creed. He's starting up the Fangtooth. I do want to highlight something about Creed's playstyle, more than just him being the initiator tank kind of thing. He always runs just regular wards. Doesn't go for the sweepers, doesn't, not the sentries, always running just regular wards because he wants the vision to allow Crazy Fool and Soul Reaper to get the best initiation that they can, especially when Crazy Fool is playing these displacement tanks like the Morn, like the Richter. If you have the better vision, you can find somebody, yoink them, and eliminate them. That's where that vision comes in.
And to add to that, right, if you get the superior vision down and you've got someone like Morn, you don't even necessarily have to find the pole, right? You can shut the lights off, and all of a sudden, Googly Goons, they have no idea where you are, but you can see everything on that map, cut them off, and just push everything in your favor. They give themselves a second Fang Tooth. Again, to Googly Goons, 0 Fang Teeth. 0 objectives, as a matter of fact. Googly Goons going to have to step things up if they want to find something here. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to find anything that way.
Oh boy, yeah, this is Sneaks. He's feeling okay. It's his run up on Soul Reaper, because normally these Sevrogs build those kind of magical defense items, but now he's on the run. Uh-oh, from range. That's where Soul Reaper can do it. Mercy diving in.
He takes right up to the skies, and Creed is here to punish Mercy's aggression. We'll cut him off, put this into a 1v2, because Sneaks is a ways away, but Slow Mind's come down, putting out so much damage.
Creed.
And not gonna be enough just yet, but they're still hunting. Creed says, no more, no more. I'm not going to try to dive this one. Instead, finds himself running into 2 members of the Googly Goons as everybody wants to collapse in. They want the monkey, but it's Survivor who takes down Zehe.
Oh, look at him go.
Survivor who is bringing the hypercharge to the fight. Finally, Cole does the work on the shutdown.
Sheesh.
Professors feel very good on this fight, have taken everything they want.
And Spooky, I wish I had the little, like, telestrator or something just to highlight that rotation there, because this is where those wards come in. There were actually 2 wards in that river. They just went down, and that's why Creed pulled out of that fight. He saw the other 2 members from the side of GG's rotating. He's like, okay, this is actually where we can clean up the squishy members, because it's the carry, it's the mid laner. Okay, let's turn, let me do my job and get the cycle breaker off, take some of that peel, and then Survivor just cleans them up, the atomizer, the plasma grenades, the hypercharge, everything in the kit expended to get those kills. I mean, great peel there from the side of Creed. Well done.
Googly Goons just don't have any good way into these fights. Like you mentioned, between the ward coverage the professors are putting out, the mobility from the professors, and just the poke they can output. Soul Reaper again clashing with Sneaks. I mean, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You don't win this trade. Sneaks taking a good amount of damage, but he doesn't have the ultimate. I say that, but he does have the ultimate back up. He's gonna rain some fire down and send Sneaks packing. Drives on that river, though. More of the Goons are incoming. Can the Goon Squad get here in time? That doesn't quite look like it. Oh, we're gonna go for the teleporter.
I think you have to, man. The retreat was cut off here. I do want to highlight a little bit about Soul Reaper's build. It's a scaling build. He's got the obelisk and he's got the Soul Binder there, so he can shoot from range and really scale. He's trying to keep pace with the gadgets. She's got the innate scalability from her passive, right? Field data. Okay, well, how do I match that myself, especially with some of the nerfs that the Howitzer received in the 1.83 patch, right? A lot of his scaling went down. So, okay, how do I help myself rescale? Okay, I got to go change my build up. So, but that's going to take a little bit more time for him to do so, especially he's not even level 11 yet. Once he gets that extra tier of Ultimate Online, really going to be pumping next time he matches up against Sneaks.
Yeah, I don't think Sneaks is going to look for too many more 1v1s. At least not with Soul Reaper. Appy, on the other hand, yeah, we'll 1v1 that guy all day. Again, doesn't really go his way. In the meantime, four over here in the mid lane, Survivor picks up another kill. I mean, the fighting just has to slow down for the Googly Goons, it feels like. They're taking a lot of skirmishes that really aren't paying off for them. And at times like this, where the Fangtooth is about to come up, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, fighting for fighting's sake, that's all part of the fun of the game, like when you and I play Spooky,
so right.
But when when it is in a competition like this, money on the line, pride on the line, fanship on the line, whatever, you gotta fight for a reason. You gotta think the chess match forward, 2 steps. Why am I doing this? What abilities am I getting out? What resources am I expending? HP bars, whatever. If you're just throwing that away willy-nilly, then the other team is going to capitalize on that because they're thinking that way. And so in that little skirmish, no one went down, but the health bar is expended. The Shaper opens up there for free. Meteor's raining down.
Thinking, all right, what are we giving up for this? My entire health bar. What are we getting out of it? We get to watch a pretty light show fall from the sky. Professors, getting a good lead here. Still behind in the kill department, but you can see that is closing up very fast. They're now looking at the Fangtooth. They're watching for the Goons coming on forward. Survivor sets up a hypercharge, ready to lays down any targets to come in, and the lights go out, and that means the fight is on. Zehe all the way forward, drops the skewer on Soul Reaper in the back, but he's by himself, and Creed in the jungle match takes out Mercy. All of the Goons are sent back into their side of the map. Appy stranded, Sneaks moving forward. They got a couple big kills. Old being down means the Goons have nothing to do when the Professors get their 3rd Fangtooth.
Oh, man, I had my hands on my knees. I was squatting in like sturdy position to look at this fight, Spooky, because I wanted to see what Sneaks was going to do. This was his time. Around the 18-minute mark is when you should have full stacks or so. This is his time to get involved and really make his way to the back line and put the pressure onto this Skylar. He wasn't able to do that. The Ure dove on him immediately, and then he decided to chase him. So he's chasing a Ure, which, don't do that. And the Ure was able to find a kill on the back end of it, so Sneak's just not able to get done what he needed to do. Off a survivor, Blink mid-form, the fight's still going, Spooky.
Oh, but he blinks right into a subjugate, and Sneak says, fine, I couldn't show up in the last fight, but here I am. Behold, I will subjugate all. Appy comes in, pushing the rest of the goons back, and there's still only a 1-for-0. Appy drops down right in front of Mercy, who is, I'm sorry, is that 4 levels behind him? Get out of there, my man!
Yikes, that's scary, dude. The jungler 2 levels down, you don't have your second tier, your Coliseum, that's so much burst potential. Look at him, he'll take anybody on, he's going for the kill.
Oh, the Soul Storm explodes, and Appy says, all right, you know what? Maybe you pushed me back once, but I'm coming back for a second run at it. A double kill for the Ure. And just like that, Professors take complete control of that fight, win it handily.
Oh, the last Kira Shinzo. This samurai assassin lady is just so strong.
Ninja.
A ninja? Okay, all right. I'll take that.
She does like the hand signs.
Like
Naruto.
Naruto. Of course I have. Yeah, okay. But she holds her blade kind of whatever. Anyway, so strong on this character. It has the Inferno Mirror to boot, so extra penetration to attack through the girthy Sevarog. I mean, this is really rough. Maguli now under duress. Haven't been able to see him too much in the fights. He's really just ult dumping and then kind of falling away. Maguli, such a skill expression heavy player. Put him on something that can allow him to do that, right? It's an art form to see him play some of these characters like the Wraith, etc. The gadget, yes, good, yes, scales, just lackluster, especially on a player that lethal.
Is that how we describe Sevarog now, Philly?
Girthy? He's very light. He's in final form, but he's got all the spikes online. He's feeling very big. He's got some items too.
Oh, you're making it worse.
Here's my shovel, Spooky. I'm just digging.
We're gonna have to take that away from you. Maybe hand it back to the Googly Goons, because they're taking pretty hard themselves here right now. Found themselves in a hole. Still have room to come back. Lead is getting pretty significant. You got to find a way to hold the line. Item differentials you can see right there, not looking great. And I really feel like this is a result of the Goons just not being willing to take that step back and slow down the fights they're looking for. Yeah. And frankly, they no longer have the option. Professors are going to be the ones setting the pace of this game. Let's look across the map. There's an inhibitor exposed on the left side. 2 tier 2s ready to be taken down. I can only imagine Professors gonna look at this Orb Prime and then try to make a push for the base to expose those last 2 inhibitors.
Spooky. Every tower is still up here for the Professors. The one in the dual lane, not even a scratch. It is squeaky clean. It's just showing that they were dominant throughout all phases of the game. Now Zihi just getting chopped down. Nothing he could do. Appy is just so far ahead at this moment.
And Appy does get rooted. Turn off the lights, Eclipse comes through, and there's a Coliseum, but Mercy, you're still so far behind. You don't have the health bar for this. Runs face first into the entire damaged Professors. Hypercharge, I mean, it doesn't even need to be hypercharged. A regular charge will do the job at this point.
Mercy, we love the W key and you hate the W key at the same time, buddy. That was just not the fight to take. Sometimes when you're behind, stop taking fights. You see this in ranked games, you see this in pros. Like sometimes you're just like, oh, I gotta fight, I gotta just out mechanic my other player. Well, if you're down in levels, you're down in items, then you're not gonna win. So just back off for a second. That's what you were saying, Spooky. Have patience. Let Zihi try to find the hook, but the tempo has been so blisteringly fast for the side of Professors. Zihi hasn't had the time to set up in these engagements. The Sneaks hasn't been able to stay in front of him so that he can find the hook on a target. Plus, who are you targeting here, Spooky? The Wukong and the Ure? There's no chance you hook those guys. So really tough here to go fishing in the pond for Zihi.
We say the pace has been blistering for the Professors, but it's really a case of Mercy saying, you know, the W key is my weakness and my very strength. He's the one running into them. He's the reason they can be so fast is because these opportunities keep presenting themselves. And like you said, it is hard to find a target without any help from the rest of your team here, right? You're not locking any single member of this team down. Maybe you find Crazy Fool, right? You could put him in a Coliseum. He's not finding a way out. But is that who you want to be spending your time on? No, probably not. You gotta be with the team, having them set up for you so you can actually find some success on these targets. And instead, it's gonna be Professors getting this Primal for free. And Googly Goons, they're here, they're watching, they're saying, hey, you better not get too confident, but now we're gonna get pulled, and all of a sudden, Zihi's in a terrible spot. They had to be sent for the hill. Zihi gonna be the sacrificial lamb.
And that's so rough because, once again, Zihi is kind of your plan B, right? If we don't get our circle combination, Tesla Dome, you try to use it defensively, but maybe you should have held on to that. You know how I feel about ultimates being used haphazardly, but yeah, Zihi, he's trying to frontline, but that's why you need Sneaks there, because Sneaks is your frontline, because Zihi, you're so squishy, right? You're level 10, brother, but you need that hook to bring it into the rest of the team. I know there's kills happening,
Mercy?
Spooky. Let me do the
not
thing.
You. I'm looking at Mercy. Why is he walking forward?
Oh, he's got squished. He's dead. Appy cleaning everybody up. Oh, double bubble buff here for the side of the Professors. They're looking to close this out.
Yeah, Professors just said, all right, that's another free kill for us. Googly Goons not able to rein it in and stop the conveyor belt. You gotta hit the button and turn it off. But the Professors say, all right, let's go ahead and take all these inhibitors. You know what? Nah, we don't need the third one. The core is presented to us. There are 3 dead, and this is our set. We're gonna be moving on, leaving you in the dust.
Just very clean from the Professors. I saw the game plan there for the side of GG. They just they're always behind, one step behind in their tempo, and then they were taking fights when they shouldn't have, when they needed to play a little bit more patient to allow their timings to come online. And then they fell even further behind. There was that 10k goal difference at one point. All the towers were still available. Just a rough look for some of the best players in the business that just couldn't. It's like when you have an all-star team, but they don't ever really play together. So it's like, oh, these great names, yeah, but they haven't really meshed, But hey, tough look for them. But the Professors looking very practiced, very clinical. They move on.
Definitely some improvements to be made for the Googly Goons. Not in this tournament. They are now out of it. And the Professors looking strong as they advance towards the next round. Guys, I'm done talking to this guy, so I'm going to send you guys back to the desk. I'm sorry, it's not true. I love you.
Hey, what up, Flippy Flop, though? This is Stranger Big Moose, and I'm with Mr. Cecil.